Okay, let's move on and take a look at question number 61. Now it says in the figure above, line L is perpendicular to line N, and we're looking for the value of x. So that means we're looking for something right here. And we know line L and N are perpendicular, so they already conveniently draw you a 90-degree angle right here. Now the sign of this tiny corner actually stands for a 90 degree. So that means this is 90 degree. And also the word perpendicular stands for 90 degree. And this kind of question is actually my favorite because this is a geometry question involving triangles. So there's a lot of things that we can talk about triangles. We're going to explore a little bit more about it. Let's take a look. Now, if there is a triangle, regardless what information they give you, the first thing that in your brain that you should remember is triangles, inner angle sum. But what about them? What about inner angles sum? What happened with it? Now we have to remember everything that inside a triangle would add up to 180. It have to be 180 degrees. So in here, look at this. In this triangle, conveniently, we already have a 90 degree as given as a perpendicular part. Well, so I already know the 90 degree is one of them. Okay, great. And what else is useful? Well, let's take a look at this one. Let me go ahead and use orange to represent it lighter. So highlighted for you is I observe that there is a shape of X. Now, what does it do? Now, any of these are actually crosses. They're actually called the vertical angles. But what does it do? So let's take a look. Vertical angles means that they share the same exact vertices with two straight lines. And whoever that actually is standing in opposite position, they should be the same. So for example, if this is a 30 degree, pretend, and this have to be a 30 degree. So that means, look at this, I observe a really pretty X shape right here, which means that this is a vertical angle. That means my opposite angle right here, which is my vertical angle, my position is opposite, and this is called a vertical angle. But what does it do? Oh, I observe a 35 right here. So that means my top right here is going to be 35. Wait, hold on. In this yellow triangle, I already have two angles that I know of. So in here, let me go ahead and do a sketch. I'm going to have the triangle looking like this. This is a 90 degree. And then right here, conveniently, I have a 35 degree. And I know there's something that I don't know right here is a letter X. Why was that? Oh, again, I observe a very pretty X shape. So that's why here is going to be equal to the one is on the other side, which means X degree. Because of that, let's take a look. I have 35 degree plus the 90 degree. And also my unknown degree will equal to 180. But where did it come from? Oh, the triangle's inner angle sum. Because it have to be everything inside this triangle would add up to 180. But again, if this is not a triangle, if this is a quadrilateral, it will be 360. The more side that you have will be extra 180 degrees. So this is going to be 360 add on 180. And then a hexagon will be 360 add on 360. This is going to be keep adding on 180. The more side that you have, the more 180 that you have. Okay. So let's take a look at this one triangle again. Now again, inner angle sum 180. So that means the 35, 90, and the x will add up to 180. So let's go ahead and do a bit by bit solving. So for this, just like the reverse calculation that we have. So 35, 90. Well, I'm going to have a 125 plus x equals 180. Now I can do a reverse calculation. Simply subtract 125 on both sides. So based on that, I'm going to have an x degree actually equals to 55. Just like that. So that's how we have an answer. X equals to 55.